Welcome to the ArmaniTalks YouTube channel, the #1 YouTube channel for you to level up your communication skills, learn the art of public speaking, social skills, and personal branding to take your message to the world. For today's episode, we're entering the world of social skills, and I'm going to be teaching you the art of saying no. A while back, there was this interview with Bill Gates and Warren Buffett, two of the most successful people on the planet. And it got to a point in the interview where Bill Gates starts laughing. He says, "I looked at Warren Buffett's schedule and I was shocked. You would imagine that one of the richest men in the world, their schedule would be packed with meetings, with things to do, right? But that wasn't the case. When Bill Gates looked at Warren Buffett's schedule, it pretty much looked like this. Tuesday, haircut. That was it. Everything else was empty." And this was a very shocking thing because, like I said, he is one of the most successful people on the planet. How is it possible that he has such a free schedule? And the main lesson that Warren Buffett said was that when you want to reach a certain level, it comes to a point where eventually you need to learn the art of saying no. After this interview, the whole self-improvement sphere budged. They realized that saying no was the new thing to do. But there were certain people that were taking the advice the wrong way. There was this new mantra that came out that said, saying no is a statement in itself. And this mantra became very popularized and it was turned mainstream. But let's talk about that mantra for a second. Is saying no a statement in itself? Well, let me give you a scenario. Imagine that you are an upcoming entrepreneur. You are super busy trying to figure small things out. And day in and day out, your schedule is packed. Well, this Friday, you have a bunch of meetings lined up with very, very important clients. But this Friday, your cousin, who you're very close with, is going to be moving out of town. He gives you a text message and says, "Yo, cuz, I'm moving this Friday and I'm going to have a dinner and we're going to go to a club right afterwards." You desperately want to hang out with your cousin, but you already booked the meetings with very, very high profile clients who are going to pay for your rent for this upcoming month. What are you going to do in this scenario? Are you just going to tell your cousin no? Because if you do that, what's going to happen is that you, unfortunately, are going to spark your cousin's ego, and from there, the social bond is going to wither. So saying no is not a statement in itself. If you follow that mantra, what's going to happen is you're going to turn a lot of social assets into a lot of social liabilities. You need to find the way to say no in a proper way. And that's what today's video is about. Saying no is a way of art. You need to be able to deliver the no in a nice package and deliver it to that person. "My friend, here's your no." And when they get that package, they need to say, "Oh, wow, all right. Thank you for giving me this package." But little did they know, they have just been turned down and you have saved your time. This episode is going to teach you how to do that. So to level up your social skills, make sure you keep on dropping likes right on below because each like helps this channel grow. Now, with that being said, the first thing that you want to do is you want to get your mindset right. Having the problem of saying no too often is a good problem to have. You'll realize soon enough that once you're rising up in any field, whether it's in the personal branding niche, whether it's in your consulting business, whether it's in a certain club, the more that you rise up, the more that people want your time. There's this life law that states that life follows life. And the more that you're leveling up in a certain field, the more life that you are displaying to the world. And more people are becoming magnetized to you. So this is a good problem to have. A lot of people, believe it or not, they're desperately wishing to have this problem. So consider yourself lucky for being in the privileged spot. So that's the first thing. Getting your mindset right is huge because it's going to alter your behavior for the next part. The next part, once you've gotten your mindset right, is classification. Classification is when you start classifying different people. All people may have been created equal, but in your world, all people are not created equal. Some people will help you out in life, and some people will simply suck your energy away. And one of the best ways to be able to classify people is to, number one, spot the negative people. These are the people that you could immediately see. And I'll just give you an example. As the ArmaniTalks Twitter account has been growing and growing and growing, nowadays I get at least a minimum of 10 DMs a day sometimes. And it's very difficult to respond back to everyone's DMs. But certain times I can tell who is sincere and who is simply a mooch. And typically the mooches, they hop in the DMs and they just have a request. Not even a request, it's more so a demand. Recommend 5 of the top communication skills books. Well, hello, how are you doing? What's your name? But they don't even do that. They simply ask for a demand. And these are the type of people who are simply value takers. They don't add any value to your life. The correct way to do this is saying, hey, Armani, I've been following you for a while. I like your stuff. Do you mind to take it a level further and recommend a few books? In this scenario, the person added value before asking for value back. Now, I get it. Sometimes people aren't socially intelligent enough to do this. But eventually, after a point, your experiences start to accumulate and your intuition starts to build up. So in your field, you're going to eventually be able to spot who is the mooch, who are the leeches that simply want life from you. Those are the people that you just got to ignore, because you can respond back to them, but eventually it comes to a point where responding back to them takes time. It requires energy, it requires attention. Now, to completely ignore someone, this is when you are definitely rising up, up, up. For example, someone who has 2,000 Instagram followers, he or she can respond back consistently. But when they're at 100,000, if they try to respond back to every single person that's contacting them, eventually what they'll notice is that these small time, it's adding up, adding up, adding up. And just saying no throughout your day ends up taking 1 hour of a block. That's a minimum for a 100,000 K follower profile. But you would think it ends there. Not quite. That right there, that block, it has a second order effect where right after you're done responding back to everyone, you feel tired. You feel, oh my God, I need to go for a walk. And later on, that affects the third order, which is like, since I just went for this walk, let me just relax. I've had a very busy day. In reality, you have not had a busy day. You were just too busy saying no to the wrong people. So the second part is to classify. And from the classification, you want to spot out the dead end individuals who are not giving you any value. You have to start doing this as you keep rising and rising and rising in whichever field that you are in. Then, once you've spotted out the negative people, you want to see who are the people that are sincere. They're good people, but unfortunately you have to say no to. Sort of like that cousin example I gave you in the beginning. With that cousin example, what I would try to do is I would wrap the no in a sentence. Look, I definitely want to hang out with you this Friday, but unfortunately I have a few meetings booked. These are very, very important. These people are going to get my business off the ground. How about this? When you come back, I will be the first one to take you out to lunch. At certain times, people like this will keep on budging. They'll be like, no, man, come on, this is Friday, I'm about to move. At certain times, they'll be cool with it. Whatever the case is, realize that this is the art of saying no. And just like any form of art, some people will like it and some people won't. But you know that you took the right precautions, which is to wrap the no in a package of politeness. And you gotta keep practicing because each situation is different. There are certain times people keep on pushing and pushing and pushing to a point where no is a statement in itself. But before you start making it a sentence, you wanna make sure that you're moving with social tact. So a quick little recap. The first thing you wanna do is you wanna make sure that your mindset is right. The way that you make your mindset right is by acknowledging that this is a good problem to have. A lot of people one day wish to have a problem like this, and here you are with this state. Once you've acknowledged that this is a good problem to have, the second thing you want to do is you want to start classifying the different individuals. Is this a leech? Is this a person that is simply taking? If it is the case, then you got to just let them know, like, I can't help you out. Or if you keep rising, and you're getting more and more requests, you got to learn the art of ignoring. You don't get your time back. Once you spotted the duds, you want to zone in on the studs. These are the people who are sincere, they're good people, you don't want to hurt them. So what you're going to do next for step 3 is you're going to get that no and you're going to wrap it in a package of politeness. You're going to say no, you're going to give a reason, you're going to try your best to give value in return. Maybe you could listen to some of their problems, maybe you could make them laugh, maybe you can give them a favor later on in the road. Whatever the case is, you want to make sure you leave it off in a good note. If they still don't budge, then you got to turn the no into a statement, but that is the last thing you want to do. Overall, the more that you keep on rising up in different fields, the more that you have to learn this art. Trust me, when I was first starting ArmaniTalks, I had no clue that this was even a skill set that I had to learn. But in the world of communication skills, there's always different little challenges being presented to you. If you want more tips, tricks, and strategies on how to level up your communication so you can prepare for these little obstacles along the way, and you can turn these obstacles from speed bumps to something that you can dominate with in the world of words, then you want to check out the ArmaniTalks, an in-depth look into the world of social dynamics. In this book, you'll learn tips, tricks, and strategies on how to level up your psychology, your ability to read psychology, and your ability to become more emotionally intelligent. To grab your copy, make sure you go on over to the description box right on below and seal your deal today. I appreciate you for joining the ArmaniTalks YouTube channel, and I'll catch you on the next episode.